Alright, I'm going to try to do Bowdrill fire. And one of the first things I want to do is get some tinder for my bird's nest. As you can see here on the grass, it's pretty wet out here. It's been raining all night. It's been raining for days. But these blades of grass here should be dry because they're up off the ground and it's been a little windy. Yeah, they're not too bad. So I'm gonna collect up a nice big handful of these and we'll go looking for some wood. When I started over collecting that grass, as you can look over there, it was kind of light. Now it's dark and it's starting to rain, but I'm gonna collect some of this cattail for tinder before I get too wet, and then I'll come back out wood hunting later. Alright, we're gonna try this again. Last time I got down the road, all I got was a little bit of grass, a cattail, and wet. Because of the rain, it started freaking raining on me. I ended up running back in the rain. This time I'm playing it smart. Got the umbrella along with my bag. So we're gonna walk down here again and see if we can't find some wood. In my area, what I'm looking for is cottonwood or basswood. That tree right there has a dead limb on it. There's also these two smaller trees here that are dead and broken off. And if I look up at the leaves, let me see if I can zoom in on one. Like right there. Those are basswood trees. So's that other tall one right there. There's a dead limb down. But it's on the ground, and since it just rained, I don't want that one. I'm going to look on down a little farther, and if not, I'm going to come back and see if I can't break one of those dead ones off. Preferably probably the front one. So we're going to walk down here and see if we can't find some more. I know there's a lot of basswood in this area. Not a lot of cottonwood, but there are some cottonwood. That's oak. Definitely don't want that. Oak is too hard. You want a softwood for Bowdrill. Here's some more basswood. Oh yeah, right there. Actually, I've already cut off of that before. You can see right there where I've cut a piece off. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut a piece of this off. I'm pretty sure yeah, it's not too wet. It's up under the trees. So get you a better look at the leaves here. These aren't changing and falling off yet. Darn bugs. Okay, there we go. That's basswood. And this is probably the top to this dead tree that's fallen down. Alright, I'm gonna set the camera down and cut me off a piece of this. Okay, since the opportunity presented itself, I went ahead and got a whole bunch of kindling, and I cut two pieces. This is the first piece, which this end is going to be wet. So I went ahead and cut another one, which would be out of the middle. That's the piece I'm going to split up because that'll be drier. So let me get the tripod. If it doesn't rain here, it's sprinkling on me. See if I can't split this up. At least I can whittle on it in the rain. Okay, since I've already got this piece cut, I'm going to go ahead and use this as my baton. And since there's already a check in this, right there, I'm going to go ahead and try to split it down that check. My knife out. I'm going to try to not quite split it in half. Split it in like thirds. Just because I want to get my spindle out of this piece too. Wow, she don't want to split. There we go. Whew. I want to try to get my hearth board out of the middle, if at all possible, because that's going to be the driest. Got a knife in there deeper where I got more to hit on out here. There we go. Alright. She's wet right there, but it doesn't look too bad. Probably use this piece for my spindle. It's probably the cleanest, a lot more cleaner than that one. So I'll go ahead and try and split that down. And don't throw these pieces away. You can use them for kindling, or even turn them into feather sticks. She's not going to split good. Try it from the other side. Try and split a little more off here. Alright, it's about thumb size on either end. I'm going to have to carve this out of the middle here. Try and make it as round as possible. It doesn't have to be completely round. Basically the ends and the middle are what you want to concentrate on most. In here and in here isn't absolutely necessary, because you're going to want your rope to ride in the middle. And I'm going to curve this up a little bit, and I'll turn the camera back on. Okay guys, I've carved this out. It was kind of square at first. On the very top you want to carve it pretty much to a point, because you want the least amount of friction here as possible. And on the bottom you want to carve it as rounded as possible. And you also want to make sure it's round this way, and try to make sure that it is straight, so it spins fairly straight. For this I didn't do a lot. I just kind of shaved it off a little bit, try to make it set a little flatter. It's got a little bit of rock to it. And then, if you can see right there, I took my knife and carved a little divot in there for the spindle to spin in, just a start. And now I'll have to set up and burn it in. I'll put that back in my pocket, try and keep it dry as possible. For your bow, you don't need anything special. It helps if you have a notch, an extra little limb on there, just for tying your string on the front end. And then you want something that's not quite straight, if at all possible. Have a little bit of kink in it. And then on the other end, I cut a little notch in there to tie my string on. So, figure out where I put my string here. Okay, it was in my pocket the whole time. So I have a loop tied on here. Stick the loop around the end, and that little limb on there will help hold it. Draw it up tight, come down through, do my little saw notch on this end, just pull it tight. You want it fairly snug, and then just wrap it around to tie it off. You don't want a big tail hanging off because it's liable to catch on things and mess you up. Okay, when sticking your bow, or when sticking your spindle in your bow, you want to take the bottom of your spindle, pointy end is the top, the round end is the bottom, put it inside your string, and then twist it into your string. And you want it tight. So you might have to kind of roll it a little bit to get it to snap in. That's what you want. So the stick actually ends up on the outside. Let's see if you can get that there. So your spindle ends up on the outside of the bow. So we will get set up over here by the fire area and give this a try. Okay, because of it raining, I've got everything kind of in boxes and bags to try and keep it dry. These are the grasses that I collected, and I'm gonna try to make my bird's nest out of. Just kind of try and move them around into a circle, tie them in to get each other a little bit as best I can. Dropping them all over the place. Want to keep everything as dry as possible. Be nice if I had some different grasses to help tie it in, but I don't, so I'm going to try to pull some of this cattail fluff out and fluff it up in there. Put it right in the center. Feels a little damp. Feels a little damp, but I think it'll be okay. So, I'm gonna keep that close. In here I've got a bunch of small sticks for kindling, pieces that I split off my Bowdrill set. Keep those close right there. And then I've got a box of shavings from carving out my set. A bunch of curls. So we are gonna get this ready. Probably gonna set the set right down here. Grabbed a piece of cardboard just to kind of keep it off the ground. Try to keep it dry. I'm gonna use a crushed can as my bearing block. You can use some hard wood, but I've already had this can from before, so we're just going to use that. Again, put your spindle inside the string of your bow, get it turned around. Let's get this setting a little better here. You're going to put your hand around your leg to help stabilize it. just a little bit. Help stabilize. Gotta move our nest. Yep. Gotta get it to burn in. Now you want to go full strokes of the bow. Kind of takes a little bit of feeling to get to know how much pressure to put on. Let me take this knife off my neck, it's getting in the way. Alright. Doggone it. And you're going to have that. Might have to tighten the string up again. Okay. Give it a try. I'm hitting my nest. Okay. Let's try it again. There she goes. We're not trying to make a fire right now. We're just trying to get it burned in. This can's giving me a hard time. There we go, now we got smoke. Alright. Burn that set in. You can see how it's burned in really nice. Nice and brown. Now we're gonna carve our notch on a V. Kinda, I'll exaggerate it. This way, that way. And then about a third of the way into our burn in, and then I will take my knife and see how that's kind of flattened off a little bit on the top. I'll take my knife and kind of refacet that and round it around again. I'll cut that notch with my knife or my saw. I'll probably use the saw just because it's quicker. But even that dust on there, you want to save that dust. You can use that. So, knock it down on the cardboard there. I'll get these carved up and show you when I'm done. Okay. Use my saw. Cut that notch out. That made short work of the notch. You could carve that out with a knife. You see I carved probably not a third, probably like a quarter, just, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so into the divot of your hearth board. And then I took my knife and kind of carved these edges off so it's not too fat, kind of made it a little more pointed. So let's give this a try. I've got this cardboard down here to try and keep it off the wet ground, and also to collect my coal. It's been raining for the last week, it's supposed to rain for the next week. I've also kind of carved the tip here a little bit just to make it a little more pointed, because you want your friction on the bottom, not on the top. So let's put it back in the bow. Grab my can as a bearing block.
start out, and you just want to generate heat. You don't want to go full blast right now. You want to generate heat and build dust in that little notch. Once that notch starts filling with dust, then you want to speed up. Maybe apply a little more pressure. I don't know if I got it or not. The can was starting to get hot on me. Looks like I got it. Yeah, I've got an ember. The can was starting to heat up. The friction from that end. Now, you don't want to hurry. Get your bird's nest ready, but you don't want to hurry. You don't want to pick that ember up too quick. Let it grow. There's a lot of dust there. That ember's just one little spot to start off. That's a fresh set. Fresh Bowdrill set, and it's been raining for a week. I can't believe that. I got it on the first try. Holy cow. Yeah, I've got an ember over here too. Got a couple of them. Let them grow. All right. Okay, let's try to pick them up with my knife. Put them in my bird's nest. Oh, lost some of it. And damp grass doesn't want to light. Not out of the woods yet. And we failed. I think it's that wet cattail. That cattail's kind of damp. That's how it goes. It's not always a success on the first try. So, try again. Oh, yeah, I've got plenty of room left in there for a second try. I'm going to tighten the string because it was starting to slip on me. And when it started to slip on me, I took the string and I started
twisting it like that between my fingers to help tighten it up. A little trick. Okay, attempt number 2. I'm gonna trim around the edge again. And trim the top off. Alright, let's give her a try. Dang it. Spindle smoking. Can's getting hot. Oh, 2 times in a row. That's an effort. It is definitely an effort. All right, let her grow again. It's getting dark on me. There we go. Whew. All right, let's try this again.
Yep, apparently this wet grass ain't gonna work. And that's how it goes. If it was a life and death situation, I'd keep trying till I got it. But the sun's going down on me. It's not as dark in the camera as it is out here. And got an ember twice. It's just too dark to continue. It's gonna get black on me. And the sky is starting to get black. It's gonna rain again. I wanna pick my stuff up before it rains. And we'll try again next time. But that's a good Bowdrill set from start to finish.